podcasting from Brooklyn, New York. This is the Brooklyn Baritone Podcast. Hey everyone, thank you very much for joining me this afternoon, but whenever you choose to join me, listen, it doesn't matter. I appreciate the likes, the looks, the listens, but of course I would appreciate you hitting that subscribe and notification bell on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. Of course, do that if you want to. No pressure, though I would like the algorithm to swing in my favor. Coming across a series on Netflix that was advised to me. I had it on my list for a while, but I was just more goated, by Mr. Zombie to watch it. So I said, okay, let me just, bump it up and start watching it. It's a podcast, well, not a podcast, this is a podcast, but it's a podcast talking about a show that I saw on Netflix about the flamboyant Mr. Kanye West, Yeezy. And it's about, of course, him getting into the game of music production, beats production. That's how he started off, and his plight and his striving to become an actual rapper, because he's really good with making the beats and he's gifted with that. And of course he's very good lyricist as well. And it was very interesting seeing his steps, because he had his very close friend Cudi behind the camera basically from the start. And it's very rare to get that much rare footage, personal, intimate footage with someone on their whole way from the bottom to here, to the top. So the one thing that stood out to me definitely is that his mother was his biggest cheerleader. And it's even better when you have people on your team, on your squad. And that made me think of how many people don't come into a timely fruition of themselves with the confidence they have of themselves and their skills and their abilities, and having a certain vision that only they can see. Is it being nurtured properly? At the same time, it's still ingrained from generations and generations and generations. So just basically go to school, get good grades, graduate, get a good job, retire, the end. I've said this many times in the past. This is not the way to just live your life and base your life. Of course, if you need to work, if you need to fund yourself and your family, use that. Be your biggest and best investor in yourself in any way. If it's a few dollars, if a few pennies, if it's a few hours, a few minutes, either way, find a way to invest in yourself. If Kanye West listened to all the rappers and producers and people from around the way saying, just stick to making beats, man. Don't rap, you just stick to what you know. Well, that's what he did. He did that only to fund himself, because he had to get to a point where at one point he had to fund himself like $30,000 for a video project for his album to get pushed, because the big name Rockefeller, they were playing him. So if he really listened to all these people, he would have never aspired to what he really want to do, and just have that thing inside, I really want to do this. I still want to do this. I never gave myself a chance. I shoulda, I coulda, I woulda, but you didn't. And that put me in mindset of late, great Muhammad Ali, formerly known as Cassius Clay. When I remember reading up on some of his history, same people in the industry which he dominated, local gyms, boxing promoters, other boxers were telling this young man at the time, you're not going to be a good boxer. You don't have the frame for it. You don't have the look for it. You don't have the stance for it. You don't have the technical, blah, 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 blah. Now, can you imagine if someone like Muhammad Ali listened to those people? He knew what he had in himself. Imagine if he did not follow through with what's inside of him, what he was blessed with. Can you imagine? It's going to be hard to imagine certain things like a world without Muhammad Ali. So when I saw Genius and I saw what Kanye was going through, I put myself in mind automatically with, this is exactly what, beginning for a hot second, Muhammad Ali went through. And so much other people went through it. And the unfortunate part is there's more people that go through that, but they never get a chance to break out of that mindset, to break out and break free. It's just like they have too much on them and they just get suppressed. As I heard this one pastor, Miles Monroe, said, the graveyard is one of the richest places on planet Earth because there's so much buried treasure there. If you're doing good things, you know good can come from it. And if you know, you have to really look, you know, if you're not wasting your time on that. I'm not saying just go do everything to your heart's content and feel that, you know, you're going to make it. No, you're going to have to plan. You know, you have goals that'll give you enough drive, but you're going to have to plan, and then you sit down and really be real with yourself. Is this something I should be pursuing, or should I focus on something else, or is just not time yet? But you don't give up on yourself at all, because that's your God-given right. Elohim blessed you with all of these things to do and to share with the world and build. You don't know how he's going to utilize you. Walk in faith. And that's the one thing he said too as well. He said, you walk in faith, everything will happen. Even though everything's crumbling down around you, things aren't working out, you just keep doing what you got to do. Okay? Be like, you know, we gotta be like Kanye and stuff, because, you know, certain things, of course, a lot of things I don't agree with, you know, a lot of things with Muhammad Ali. That's just the dysfunctional human side of all of us. But we have to understand who Elohim is, what he put inside of us, and walk in faith, and you move. Your mold is not the same like everybody else's. Okay? Anyways, that's all I got. You want to catch more of my content, of course, go to my website at brooklynbaritone.com. Check out some merch, find something for you, yours, whoever it is. You can get more of my video content on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone, and I'm also on rumble.com. I'm also found on LinkedIn under Corey Ashley. Okay, had to pause. Sorry, brain fart. You can also find me on Instagram and on Facebook. The audio versions of these podcasts can be found on Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music under podcasts and other various podcast platforms. You can find, I'm also aired on local Brooklyn cable television. There you go, Corey. 4 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Verizon, nice and slow, Optimum, RCN, and Spectrum. There we go. We got through it. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. You will hear from me next week. And, you know, come on, man, it's never too late. Remember, Colonel Sanders, he didn't pop off till like he's in the 60s. All right. So whatever. Walk good. Be blessed. I'm out.